Alright. My connection was bad, so this shouldn't be affected. I'm in Bay here, Baptism of Fire Ministries, and I'm doing this video out of request. The Book of Enoch. It was removed from the Bible by the Catholic Church, by the Vatican, and for very special reasons, you guys. And there's a lot of myths pertaining this book, people trying to say, you know, it was never canonized, it's just an apocrypha written by some crazy guy, or whatever, that it's not actually biblical text. So I'm going to dispel that myth right now by taking your King James Bible, canonized literature, and I'm going to show you how Enoch is referenced in it directly. If you've got a Bible, go to your Bible, to the book of Jude, open up, and I'm going to first start by reading chapter 1, verse 6. Oh no, verse 5. I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believe not. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. So here it's referring to the fallen ones who came down from heaven and disrupted and corrupted the genealogy of man. Okay, there's a difference between human and man. They disrupted the human genealogy. They came down from heaven, lusted after the daughters of men, and had sex with them, and bore giants. In the book of Genesis, it talks about this. It says directly that they came down and had sex with women, and these women had giant children who devoured mankind. And that was the reason why God had to destroy the earth with a flood, because not just because of sin, but because of the genealogical corruption that had happened because of the angels mixing their DNA with humankind. So let's go to Jude chapter 1, verse 14, which directly references Enoch. And Enoch, also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, Behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000 of his saints, to execute judgment on all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds, which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. Let's go to the book of Enoch, chapter 2. Behold, he comes with 10,000s of his saints to execute judgment upon them, and destroy the wicked, and reprove all the carnal for everything which the sinful and ungodly have done and committed against him. So here's two different books, Jude, which came way after, and Enoch, which was written way before, and was dedicated to a generation far into the future. It says here, while his eyes were open, and while he saw holy visions in heaven, the angel showed me, Enoch speaking. For them I heard all things and understood what I saw, that which will not take place in this generation, but in a generation which is to succeed at a distant period on account of the elect. And now, the Catholics took this out of the Bible for fear of you knowing the truth. They did not want you to know the truth, that the righteous will inherit the earth. Yes, the righteous, the saints, the ones who have turned from their sin and accepted God's New Testament, his new covenant with us, through the sacrifice of a sinless man, Jesus Christ. So, which was a black man. Threw that one in there for you, G. So, the righteous will inherit the earth, and all the wicked and ungodly ones who have corrupted this earth and corrupted the genealogy of man shall be punished. Everlasting. They don't want you to hear that part, that they're going to be punished for what they've done. So let's get right into this, guys. Let's pick up right where Genesis leaves off. So here we go. It happened after that the sons of men had multiplied in those days, that daughters were born to them elegant and beautiful. And when the angels, the sons of heaven, beheld them, they became enamored of them, saying to each other, Come, Let us select for ourselves wives from the progeny of men, and let us beget children. Then their leader Samyaza said to them, I fear that you may perhaps be indisposed to the performance of this enterprise, and that I alone shall suffer for so grievous a crime. But they answered him and said, We all swear, and bind ourselves by mutual execrations that we will not change our intention, but execute our projected undertaking. Then they all swore together, and all bound themselves by mutual execrations, curses. Their whole number was 200 who descended upon Ardis, which is atop the mount of Mount Armin. So it gives a direct place, you guys, where these angels descended down from heaven. They lusted after the daughters of men and bore children with them, in exchange for forbidden knowledge, the secrets of heaven. You guys, if you look at the ancient Egyptian story of Isis, she gave this angel an ultimatum. This god of Egypt that came down and transferred forbidden knowledge for sexual relations, and she bore a child, you guys. Then they took wives, each choosing for himself, whom they began to approach, and with whom they cohabited, teaching them sorcery, incantations, and the dividing of roots and trees. This is in every mythological, historical text that you can find, you guys. In Greek mythology, I'm not sure if it was Artemis. I can't, correct me if I'm wrong, but there was a certain mythological Greek god, fallen angel, who came down and gave fire, the light of fire, to men, and he was punished, everlasting, in chains, you guys. The book of Jude. They are reserved for everlasting punishment on that great and terrible day. So let's keep going. And the woman conceiving brought forth giants. It's in the book of Genesis, also a Canaanized text, so you can dispel that myth. Whose stature was each 300 cubits. They're huge. These devoured all which the labor of men produced, until it became impossible to feed them. When they turned themselves against men in order to devour them, and began to injure birds, beasts, reptiles, and fishes, to eat their flesh one after another, and to drink of their blood, then the earth reproved the unrighteousness. So the very spirit of the earth cried out to God for vengeance upon those who have committed iniquity on the earth. Checking the time. Moreover, Azazel taught men to make swords, knives, shields, breastplates, the fabrication of mirrors, and the workmanship of bracelets and ornaments. The use of paint, the beautifying of the eyebrows, the use of stones of every valuable and select kind, and all sorts of dyes, so that the world became altered. The world was not once like this. All this knowledge men did not come up with on their own. They had some help. Amazarek taught all the sorcerers and dividers of roots. Armers taught the solution of sorcery. Barkayal taught the observers of the stars. Akabil taught signs, star signs. Tamiel taught astronomy. And Asaradel taught the motion of the moon. And men, being destroyed, cried out, and their voice reached to heaven. Then Michael and Gabriel, Raphael, Suriel, and Uriel, these are angels, holy angels still in heaven, looked down from heaven and saw the quantity of blood which was shed on earth, and all the iniquity which was done upon it, and said one to another, It is the voice of their cries. The earth, deprived of her children, has cried even to the gate of heaven. So now they're going to come before God and address God of these things. And now to you, O Holy One of heaven, the souls of men complain, saying, Obtain justice for us with the Most High. Then they said to their Lord, the King, You are Lord of lords, God of gods, and King of kings. The throne of your glory is forever and ever is your name sanctified and glorified. You are blessed and glorified. You have made all things, you possess power over all things, and all things are open and manifest before you. You behold all things, and nothing can be concealed from you. You have seen what Azazel has done, how he has taught every species of iniquity upon earth, and has disclosed to the world all the secret things which are done in the heavens. Samyaza also taught sorcery, to whom you have given authority over those who are associated with him. They have gone together to the daughters of men, have lain with them, and have become polluted, and have discovered crimes to them. The women likewise have brought forth giants. Thus has the whole earth been filled with blood and with iniquity. And now behold, the souls of those who are dead cry out and complain even to the gates of heaven. Their groaning ascends, nor can they escape from the unrighteousness which is committed on earth. You know all things before they exist. You know these things and what has been done by them, yet you do not speak to us. What on account of these things ought we to do to them? So they're coming before God and they're saying basically, oh, Holy One, you have seen, we know you know of what is happening. What shall we do about these things?